As an international student, your relationship with your translator or the translation company that helped you with your academic documents does not end with admission. After you have been admitted into the school, you still need the service of a translation company, because translation is key to academic success and to your personal well-being. The rising global student population faces unique language challenges. And that is why this presentation discusses the critical role of accurate translation and proposes solutions. So I've brought to you today a very interesting and essential topic, which is the imperative of accurate translation for international students. The imperative of accurate translation for international students. Let's enjoy this topic together. Academic performance, avoiding misinterpretations. As a student studying in another man's country, understanding textbooks and assignments is vital. When they are written in their own language, you have to translate it to your own source language, the language that you understand, so that you can have an accurate comprehension of what the textbook is talking about and what the assignment is asking you to do. Then language nuances affect comprehension and grades. It's not all the time words for words. There are times that things are written in a way you don't just translate it, okay, definitely this was saying. No, there are times that you have to touch the tone of that particular content. You have to get the contextual meaning. So that is why a translator will come in and help you to actually get what is the exact word, or what is this textbook, or what is this requirement, what is it exactly asking you to do. When you put this one into place, it's going to boost your grades and you're going to have a good comprehension of your course of study. Then incorrect instructions can cause assignment failures. When you are given instruction and you don't even have a good understanding of what you are asked to do before you go ahead in doing it, it's going to definitely lead to failure. But when you employ the service of a translation company, they'll be able to tell you what exactly is expected from you. It's still going back to avoid misinterpretation. Data insights have showed that students using accurate translation services improve grades by 15%. What you could have done on your own, even without the service of a translator, maybe you try to Google search and every other, you can do on the average. But when you employ the service of somebody that actually knows what exactly they are demanding from you, you should know that you're going to have a very good result at the end of the day. Navigating international resources, access and understanding. Key documents like handbooks, policies, financial aid forms require clear understanding. Then risk misinterpreting rules leads to missed deadlines and definitely penalties. Then real cases, an example is student expelled due to misunderstood conduct policy. Their policy is written in their own language, and if maybe you ask questions from students around, you just feel okay, you have gotten it, but it has not sunk until you seek for the service of somebody that accurately understands this policy. That is when you will be able to interpret it and do well with what is expected, or have a good character behavior, in your places of studies. Then survey finding: 60% struggle with university-specific English jargon. Social integration, breaking down language barriers. Communication challenges: language difficulties limit interaction with peers and faculty. When you can't understand language of people that you are with, there's no how you can flow with them. There is no how you can communicate. And then it leads to isolation, because language barriers definitely leads to feeling left out of the society. It makes you to feel left out socially. You will not be able to express yourself because there's no how they could understand you when you are trying to talk in your own native language. So you need to learn their own language, and definitely you need the service of a translator or a translation company. Then statistics show that strong language skills improve social integration by 40%. Example is struggle forming study groups and participating in discussions. When you can, and every student knows that it is important to have study groups and to participate in instruction. Those things, they actually boost your morale and make you to understand things better. So moving on, we have mental health, reducing stress and anxiety. Language barrier effects increases stress, anxiety, and depression risk. When you don't have someone to talk to, and it has been taken, over and again, you can't really talk to someone. There is no how you will not be stressed mentally. There is no how you will not be anxious and at the end of the day be depressed. And even when you are having that mental condition, there is even no how you can seek support. You can't access support because communication challenges limit seeking help for mental health. When you can't communicate with someone you need help from, then how do you tell the person, this is what I need? Then real stories are students who avoid counseling due to language difficulties. Then research have also showed translation issues raise mental health problems by 50%. Everybody needs to communicate what they are going through or what they need. And when that one is missing, there is no how there won't be problem within you or problem with maybe things you could have expressed. So please make sure that you don't end your relationship with the translation company after you have gotten your admission. Then get in touch because you still need them throughout your years of study. Then we have legal and official matters, ensuring compliance. When legal and official matters comes up, you have to ensure compliance, and this leads to critical documents. Documents like your visa applications, permits, and legal contracts, they must be accurate. And if you don't put this in place in their right places, the consequences means translations can cause legal issues or deportation risk. When you don't understand what their rules, their policy, their conduct, how they expect you to behave, when you can't understand it, you put yourself at the risk of deportation. Example is visa denial due to inaccurate financial document translation. That is even at the stage of your processing your admission and the likes. When your document is not accurately translated, there's definitely your visa will be denied. Then statistics have also showed that 20% of students face legal complications linked to translation. So what is the solution, or what are the solutions? Empowering students and institutions. So it is not only the students that need the service of a translation company, much more also the institutions also need the service of a translation company. Support services. You need the service of a translation company for support services like translation, interpretation, and tutoring available, making tutoring available, as an institution. You need to put it in because you also want your students to do well, not only the students that comes from your locality or localization, students from every other place too, they need to do well. So employ the service of a translation company or translation agencies for translation, for interpretation, to even organize tutorials for international students. Then multilingual resources, books and websites in multiple languages. Let your website be created, in a way that you factor in other languages, so that students from every other place can actually get information from your site, and provide an handbook for your students. Let them get understanding or integrate with your institution, but through your handbooks. Let them know what is happening in your institution by giving them or producing an handbook that every other persons can lay hold on. Then cultural training. Staff and faculty trained in cultural sensitivity. Then partnerships. Universities collaborate with expert translation agencies. Let me talk a little on that cultural training. When you are organizing maybe any activity whatsoever, be sensitive of other international students that are around you too. You can bring them in to make them enjoy your culture, to make them feel among. And even some that you're not bringing them in, do it in a way that they don't feel left out, but they see it interesting. So partner with universities, collaborate with expert translation agencies, certified translators in your country. Partner with them so that both your international students and the students from your locality can actually benefit, have the same rights in your institution. So in conclusion, investing in accurate translation. Investing in accurate translation. So why do you need to invest in accurate translation? For essential investment. Translation is a necessity for academic and social success. If success is what you are aiming at, then translation is very necessary as an institution, then as a student. Then positive outcomes, improve grades, integration, and mental well-being. And that is why we go to school, to have, a good life in the school and even after the school. Then call to action. Prioritize translation services and foster inclusivity. Then the future, leverage technology-driven translation in education. I'm very sure that you have enjoyed this class. Please do well to listen to the video again if you need to, and also go through our other videos. I'm sure you will find them very interesting. So thank you very much for today. Subscribe to our channel if you have not, and don't forget to click your notification button so that when we drop a new video, you'll be the first to get notified. Thank you very much.